Y'all ready?
Welcome to the Upside Down Smilie Show, where we talk about real life, but we don't take life too seriously. And we hear the stories of everyday people, because everyday people matter. And we are still quarantining. So, we on that relationship hour. My name is Shireen. We got my husband, Sanu, DJ iLLEST.
What up?
And today we're talking about non-traditional and traditional families.
Cue the intro.
Since we're quarantining, I am doing a series of videos with my husband on our relationship and different things. And so last week's episode was on our love story, and I realized we actually have never really said how we met. So the way that we met was through like the Malayali Kananaya community, and I don't know if we've actually physically met at any point.
No, we were just with friends. We just met.
Right. So
friends, kind of just hanging out.
I feel like we were 16 years old. I may have saw you dancing on stage at a program. And then I was low-key, I want to be one of those girls that are dancing with him. But I wasn't an Indian dancer. And then I met you, I think it was at Simi's birthday party, right? Or, I don't know. We kind of just knew of each other. And then we would, aim and stuff like that. We've known each other for a really long time. And we've been friends for a really long time. And then if you haven't seen our love story, our 10-year love story, go check that out. I wouldn't say my family is non-traditional, but in comparison to Sanu's family, it was definitely non-traditional, much more Americanized. And we've kind of touched this on our marriage video, but kind of want to dive more deep into that because I've gotten a question about that, about how that works, and being from a more liberal Americanized family and then kind of blending into your family. So I feel the biggest difference is my parents came to America in the 70s. So they came here, they were married, they didn't have children yet, and so they had just had a different kind of lifestyle. Yeah, my parents both started working, went to school here.
We came in 1995.
Yeah.
So
20 years later.
Yeah. So that was tough, obviously, for my parents when it comes to language, right? That was number one thing. And then job, right? Getting a job.
Your parents were older when they came here, right? My parents were in their 20s. Yeah. Your parents were
early
40s. Yeah. And so that's a huge difference, right? Because they've lived 40 years of their life in India and how it is over
another
there.
Country, yeah.
And then even though my parents have lived in India for 20 years, and it still shapes who we are and everything in my household or whatever. My parents have lived most of their life in America.
They spoke English at the house.
Yeah.
That's that's
the biggest thing. Biggest difference.
Us, we spoke nothing but Malayalam at the house. We had Amachi, but at the same time, that didn't matter. I mean, it's not because of that, but my parents, they just spoke Malayalam at the house. So that's why I'm fluent in Malayalam because of that reason.
Right, and I don't know nothing.
She knows something.
My parents spoke Malayalam at home, but we could but not completely, and then also we could respond in English.
Yeah. Even when I met your parents, I spoke Malayalam, but then they'll respond back in English.
Yeah.
But then low-key, your mom kind of liked the Malayalam.
I think how it was at home for both of us was different. I have two older sisters, and they just kind of paved the way. They were just they lived like Americans.
Right.
And I don't think that was the case with your family.
No. Yeah, my sister, she's the oldest. I have a sister and a brother. I'm the youngest. And my sister, she barely left the house. She would just be, she started high school. She started freshman year when she came here. So that was big for her.
Yeah.
So she wasn't really going out as much. She would just kind of just go to school, come home, kind of kick it at the crib. My brother, then we started going out and, having outside friends.
Non-Indian friends,
mainly non-Indian friends. High school, I didn't even have any Indian friends, so it's that changed. And my parents started, at first they were scared,
right.
Well, where's he going, or how late are you gonna be going out?
But it's you gotta understand, they were in India where it was only Indian people around.
Right. Parents never heard of curfews or grounding or go to your room type of none of that.
Did you get disciplined?
Yeah, I mean, high school when we used to go out, coming home, early in the morning, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, they yell. They'll say stuff, but at the same time, And we kind of took it like,
It's
as long as you come home, right?
I used to get yelled at, and then I would like lose privileges. Like, I would lose my car or stuff like that.
Yeah. Mom worked early. She works at O'Hare Airport, so she goes to work like at 4 a.m. So by the time I come from the club 3:30, my mom's already up getting ready for work. Jose, you know, all right, you're gonna meet this girl when you're in your maybe late 20s, and then you're gonna get married to her. Like, I think that's probably the mindset.
Yeah, I think for us, like, I saw my sisters date and whatnot, or just actually, Susan just dated. Selena didn't really openly date that I was aware of. And it was never, for me personally, it was never a conversation. Like, can we date? Are we allowed to date? I just did it. No, I really think I just thought I was like, I was American. So I could do what American people did.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is America.
I just kind of like brought people over. And then I think that was an example for my brother. And he would just like bring his friends over, or bring his girlfriends over. And it was just like, we kind of just made it normal by doing.
Yeah.
And then they were kind of forced to accept, or, you know, we got pushback in some situations. But it was always just like a testing ground, and like to see what was okay.
We tried that too. In the high school year, we bring in my non-Indian friends to my house. I used to make mixes in my basement and stuff like that, and bring people in. And my parents got, you know, at first they were like, who's that type of thing, but then after a couple of years, they were, you know, they actually liked it. They'll ask for my friends, like, oh, how are you doing? Your mom will like talk to like the neighbors. The neighbors will come over. Like, my parents would never.
But the thing is just like, but your parents will like smile.
They'll smile.
It's a language thing, right? Like, because my parents are like fluent in English, and like, but even though they're fluent in English, they still have an accent. And when I was a kid, I was embarrassed of it. Being a kid in America, especially where I grew up in a very white neighborhood, so I was just kind of embarrassed to be different. I was embarrassed to be like Indian, honestly. Yeah. Did you ever feel that sense of like embarrassment?
No, I mean, I lived in totally opposite. I was. You can call it a hood, you know. I was in like Rogers Park area, like up north, Howard and Western. If you guys know, you know.
It's another big difference. Like, you had like a city experience, and I had more of like a suburban experience.
For
so we ate a lot of Indian food, but my mom definitely made some American food, and then my dad would cook. Did your dad cook?
No, he
pretty helps in the kitchen.
He helps. I mean, now I think he like makes, you know, like upma and chai and all that stuff like that. But nothing like main course type of deal. But
right. So that's more
that's opposite. Yeah, so that's another thing. Food is nothing but Indian food at our South Indian food.
And fresh.
My mom is a cookaholic, so she brings out the best dishes she wakes up, like I said, she wakes up 3 a.m. just to leave us breakfast, like make breakfast and go to work type of deal.
Yeah.
So nothing but Indian food. Yeah, of course we eat out. You know,
order pizza, get Chinese food.
Right. You know, like my dad's favorite pizza, like we get that and stuff like that.
Pizza with the olives.
You know, her mom makes ribs and
oh my gosh. And then I was thinking my dad like grills.
Right.
Like, I always was so confused when you go to like Indian picnics and stuff, and they have like Indian spiced. I would always think it was so lame. I'm like, why can't you guys just make barbecue like normal? And like, that's the thing. Like, I thought American food was normal. That's just kind of how it is when you grow up here. I'm gonna have an episode of my live this week with this girl talking about like your bicultural identity, because it's tricky to like kind of navigate that, because you have like two parts of you, right? Like, I felt very American, but then there was a part of me that was connected, and I'm more connected now, I feel like, with my like Indian roots, because I appreciate it more. I'm not embarrassed of it.
I appreciate it a lot, because it tied into what I'm doing right now, like knowing the Bollywood, South Indian, North Indian type of music, or I started listening to that, right, coming from India, so that helped me integrate the whole fusion, Indian Timbaland versus Aroma with a new video drop. Check it out.
One thing I was thinking about is like affection, right? I think growing up, my parents were somewhat affectionate. My mom was definitely more affectionate, but I think like the more traditional way is to be like, not very affectionate, not really communicate much. I think as we've gotten older, but I think a lot of the things that are like a little bit different and more liberal in my family is because we've pushed it. Like, me and my siblings have kind of pushed things. Like, we've pushed by, you know, marrying outside of our race, or, you know, doing non-traditional jobs, or we've kind of like pushed our parents to kind of accept it and have like tough conversations, being more open.
Like we don't hug at our house, you know, we don't, especially my dad. The best was with her and my dad, you know, my dad had to get used to like the whole, coming in and first thing you do is hug.
Yeah.
So she'll go ahead and hug, and my dad will have this awkward, okay, or he'll go for a handshake
but
instead.
He's doing it now.
Yeah, now he's, you know, with obviously having you know, a granddaughter and stuff like that.
Culturally, like I feel like you're a lot more aware of cultural, traditional stuff.
Oh yeah, big time.
Just because I think your extended family is much more connected.
Right.
I don't really know, like I know a lot now because I've worked in the wedding industry, and you guys are a lot more involved. Like you guys, like a lot of people dance. Like I didn't grow up like learning Indian dance. I kind of like started doing choreographed dances later on in life just because I was interested in it. And you guys sing and all that.
Yeah, you know, our whole family sings and dance. I taught Indian dance. I taught like hip hop. So I was in the scene early. It's different going to her family party and then coming to my family. I'm not saying it's like, oh, one's better than the other.
One's
it's just
wrong or anything, yeah.
No, it's just it's a different vibe. It's cool.
The point is like it can work.
Right.
One, and two, your families can change, and you know, they can be accepting of what you become or who you bring home or whatever the situation is. Like, I mean, I was honestly felt a little bit insecure, like I was too American for like, you know, Sanu's family or like for Sanu's parents or whatever, but you know, they've accepted me. I try to speak Malayalam. I don't know, man. It's just so hard when you're not super comfortable in the language. It's so hard. Especially
with Amachi, you know, you
know,
that like, and Amachi, she appreciate that you actually, you know, actually trying, and she does. I mean, end of the day, she was just gonna smile. As long as we're happy, they're all happy.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
Hope you can relate.
Yeah.
You can relate. Put on the comments.
Yeah,
or reply to the video.
Yeah, like let us know about your guys' experiences with like non-traditional versus like traditional type of families and lifestyles. I think we all are kind of, as children of immigrants, dealing with this different identities that we have. Not feeling American enough, or not feeling Indian enough, not feeling this enough. Whatever you are and whatever's important to you is enough. I think we just have to be better about being our true selves.
Yeah.
And
it's 2020.
Encouraging people to be their true selves.
Yeah, and right now, like being different is cool. I feel like people are looking for that unique talent or that unique style or whatever it is. It's you know, it's popping right now. So don't be scared.
Yeah.
Put yourself out
whatever
there.
you like, whatever you're into is enough. Like it's cool. It's dope. Do whatever makes you happy. All right, so thank you guys. I appreciate you. We got videos every single week. Next week we're gonna be posting a video on relationship issues.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.
See ya.